Stop worrying and start living. Stop worrying and start living. Part 14. Stop worrying and start living. Part 14. Now, let me start with the anchor scripture we use for this program every week. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of stronghold, casting down imagination. We've used this scripture since we started this session, trying to make people understand the fact that you can be happy irrespective of the challenges you face. You don't need to live in depression. We discussed mastering happiness last week, and we're continuing on that tangent this week. Mastering happiness. Mastering happiness. Casting down imagination and everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. The stronghold in our life is actually in our mind and at the level of thought. The stronghold in our life is actually in our mind and at the level of thought. This stronghold is so strong, it has kept many down because the way they think about the circumstances that surround them makes it difficult for them to be able to live a happy life. So there is a problem leading to fear, from fear to worry, from worry to anxiety, from anxiety to depression, from depression to hopelessness, and of course, from hopelessness to suicide. Have you ever wondered why a Christian claim to be born again, believe in God, commit suicide? No one to be suicide. To commit suicide, the person is hopeless. That means this situation, nothing can come out of it. And that's not true. That's not true. To get to that point of hopelessness is the imagination in the mind that makes one to think of himself so completely without any solution coming from anywhere. If we are going to control what we think, then you need to be mindful of your thought and deliberately ensure you think about what you want to think about, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, whatsoever things are virtuous, whatsoever things are praiseworthy. Think on these things. Think on these things. No wonder King Solomon says, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issue of life. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issue of life. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issue of life. As human being, your job is to see how your life can blossom to the fullest. That's your job. How can you blossom to the fullest? This is what happens when you discover your innate gift and talent and develop them to bless the world. Your goal is to do your best to be fruitful in a manner that someone can be blessed as a result of your good works. You know, if someone says he's not happy, if someone says he's sad, if someone says he's depressed, you know what? Whatever you reap, you sow, you reap, right? So give out love and you get love. Give out joy, you get joy. Give out happiness, you get happiness. Jesus put it in a very interesting way. He says, Guard your heart. It says, you are the light of the world, and you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth. Jesus put it in a very interesting manner. Ye are the light of the world. Ye are the salt of the earth. Whatever you give out, you get. The reason why you are unhappy, the reason why you are sad, the reason why you're worried and depressed is because you've not been fruitful. And remember, the first statement of God to mankind is that be fruitful. Be fruitful. Why? Fruitfulness in this concept or context has to do with being a blessing to others. When you take a fruit and the tree bear fruit, it doesn't produce fruit for itself. The mango tree does not eat from the mango fruit. The mango tree produces fruit for others. The mango tree produces fruit for others. That means when I am fruitful as a human being, I'm a blessing to my world. When I'm fruitful as a human being, I'm a blessing to my world. So a fully blossomed human being is the one that is fruitful in every respect. Such a person has a great asset to human being, no matter what they are doing or not doing. They're a great asset. That's why in this world, some people come and spend a short time and leave, and we can't have our peace without them. For example, Jesus Christ. But some people come and spend donkey years and nobody knew they came, talk less of when they left. Talk less of when they left. You know, people want affluence in their lives. Initially, affluence means a choice of nourishment, that is being able to eat what you want. This then moved to the next level of not just being about what you eating what you want, is now lifestyle issues. Still on food. Lifestyle. Instead of seeking abundance, people seek affluence. They want money they can flaunt. Instead of seeking abundance and affluence, we are supposed to be seeking fulfillment in life. Because there are people with abundance and affluence, but they are depressed. They are worried. They are full of anxiety. Why? You should always remember, you are not in control. You will always not be in control. Stop trying to be in control. Because when you try to be in control, you know what happened? You get worried because you will never be in control. Whatever happened to us in life, always remember, if you know the Lord, and we know that all things work together for good. With that mindset, even when the situation is bad, even when the situation is bad, you are still able to manage it. In life, we should seek fulfillment. And this comes when you use your gift to bless your world. Sincerely, worry and anxiety is a sign of fruitlessness or selfishness. It's so important. You know that some people are in abundance, but there are just 3 or 4 people in a room of 50, just like some head of state of Nigeria are built for themselves. What's the goal of affluence? Is it to be a blessing and live a fulfilled life, or to terrorize your neighbors? Of course, many want to terrorize their neighbors. Nothing you possess in life makes you better than anybody, because some people make that mistake. Nothing you possess in life makes you better than anybody. Please note, if you cannot do what you are not capable of doing, there's nothing wrong with that. If you cannot do what you are not capable of doing, what you are not gifted to do, there's nothing wrong with that. However, if you don't do what you are capable of doing or gifted to do, there's a disaster. Many people are not doing what they are capable of doing because they've lost life priority. We came into this world and we just think only about survival. And I ask, if the people that came before us think of survival, we will even have this conversation we are having in different locations and still able to connect on the technology. Someone designed the technology. What you are at your fullest expression does not make you better than others. It just makes you different. When you see yourself as being better, and those people you think you are better off are now performing more than you, it creates depression. Because you think you are better off, and now it's obvious you are not. But you derive fulfillment in being better than others. That's why a mindset that says, I must be the best, other people must be failure, is a sign of sickness in the body of such an individual. You can't be thinking yourself only highly, while others must be failure. When you are told to focus on only now and today, it is not a good advice for a human being. This is because it means do not think about the past to be able to use it to better the future. Do not use your memory. Do not envision the future you desire. You need all the faculties. In fact, one of the ways you can feel less worry is to think of the right thing in the past. For example, the great thing you achieved in the past. You need to be able to remind yourself of your achievement of the past. You know, if you don't appreciate yourself, nobody will appreciate you in this life. You must learn to appreciate yourself. What are the things you've done well in the past? What are those things you've done well in the past? Remind yourself of it. Because what we tend to remember only is the bad thing about ourselves. Some people don't see anything good in themselves. Why? They don't see anything good in themselves because somehow, those negative circumstances stare us in the face. It takes a lot of deliberate, conscious living to think of the positive things in your life. Human beings, you know, this thing we've been discussing for 14 episodes, fear, leading to worry, leading to anxiety, leading to depression, leading to hopelessness, leading to suicide, is as a result of two powerful characteristics of human being that we have not been able to manage very well. Vivid sense of memory, fantastic sense of imagination. Vivid sense of memory, fantastic sense of imagination. These are the two faculties that made us human and extremely different from animals. Inability to handle this faculty is what makes mankind to suffer in this life. You know, I was telling someone recently, I think it was in the office, that human being is the most complex chemical factory in the world. Human being, we are the most complex chemical factory in the world. The question is whether you, as the CEO of that body, if you are a lousy CEO or a great CEO of the chemical company. When you feel sad, unhappy, and depressed, hormones were released into your bloodstream that influence your mood. When you feel happy, excited, jumping up and down, hormones were released inside you also that make you feel the other way. What if you become conscious of this and control this hormone such that you determine your happiness, not circumstances and situations, not happenstance. Not circumstances and situation or happenstance. You determine it. Human being has great intelligence, but lack of understanding of how to handle this intelligence is because they lack understanding of how to handle this intelligence. Because they don't know how it works. Why do you feel sad? Why do you feel depressed? Have you ever thought of that? Why are you having stress, mental stress, emotional stress? Why? Why? Why the stress? Whenever you are stressed, a particular hormone called cortisol is released into your system. A particular hormone called cortisol is released into your system. It's called the stress hormone. It's called the stress hormone. But you can stimulate the release of feel-good hormone. One of the ways to stimulate that feel-good hormone is to serve, because it's more blessed to give than to receive. When you give your time, your talent, or treasure to be of help to another human being, you release oxytocin, you release dopamine, you release serotonin. These are called the happiness hormone. 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 But do you know what? By just giving and lending helping hand to a neighbor, these hormones are released. So you have control by your happiness. You can minimize the worry. You can minimize the worry. You can control the happiness. You can control it. You can control it. You can do things to make you happy. Unfortunately, rather than understanding ourselves and our mind and know what we need to do to be happy, you know what happened? We allow ourselves to be controlled by the stress hormones, the adrenaline and cortisol, creating fear, anxiety, because of circumstances and situations. Ladies and gentlemen, if we understand ourselves, if we understand ourselves and be able to, based on your knowledge of yourself, manage your reality, you'll be happy in life. Very happy. Very happy. You know, someone was saying one day, said, if you want to be happy for the whole day of a particular day, just tell yourself, today, I will be happy. Irrespective of the situation and circumstances around me, today, I will be happy. No matter the challenge. no matter the challenge, I will be happy. You need to make up your mind on that. You need to make up your mind on that. When you make up your mind on that, you become conscious. Become conscious of how you live, so that when situations or circumstances come to make you feel sad, you know what? You are able to consciously ensure you restore yourself back to where you're supposed to be. So I tell people, always remind yourself you deserve to be happy. Always remind yourself you deserve to be happy. But your happiness is in your hands. It's not in the hand of the circumstances and situations that have happened. It's right there in your hands. We don't have enough understanding of how our body functions. Hence, the challenge we face as humans. When you are in pain, misery, unhappiness, what is happening is that your intelligence or memory is against you. Your intelligence or memory is against you. Please note that everything that you need in life, love, joy, peace, and the negative energy, hatred, anger, unforgiving, all of them happen inside you. None of them is from outside. All of them happen inside you. None of them is from outside. All of them happen inside you. None of them is from outside. None. They do not happen to you. They are from within you. That means you can control it. You are the one that is creating them by the way you think. If you are peaceful, you are creating it by the way you think. If you are joyful, you are creating by the way you think. If you are loving, you are creating by the way you think. If you are gentle, you are creating by the way you think. If you are good to others, you are creating it by the way you think. If you are angry, you are creating it by the way you think. If you hate people, you are creating by the way you think. If you keep malice, you are creating by the way you think. If you are unforgiving, you are creating by the way you think. If you are irritable, you are creating by the way you think. If you are irritable, if you are easily provoked, you are creating by the way you think. Don't buy the lie that this is me, this is who I am. It's a big lie. When you match mosquito, cockroach, does blood come out? You only see fluid. You don't see a red blood. It doesn't contain blood, the kind of blood you are looking at. It doesn't contain blood. So when you match it, blood does not come out. When life puts you under pressure, what comes out of you is what is inside of you. If a car have accident and is squeezed, oil can come out, petrol can come out, water can come out because they are inside the car. But blood will not come out unless there's a human being that was injured in that car. Palm oil will not come out because there's no palm oil inside the car. When you are squeezed in life under pressure, whatever you manifest is what you can manifest. Whatever you manifest is what you can manifest. Forget about the fact that I'm under pressure and someone put me under pressure. So it's a lie. If anger is not in you, anger will not come out. If provocation is not in you, provocation will not come out. If cursing is not in you, cursing will not come out. If cursing is not in you, cursing will not come out. What you do is what you can do. So don't be deceived by it's my weakness. It's a lie. It is what is inside that come out in the face of provocation. And I'm saying you have control over those things. And if you don't accept you have control over it, then that means you are in great slavery if someone action control the way you think and mood, your mood. If someone behavior control you, then that's slavery. Someone determine when you can laugh. Someone determine when you cannot laugh. That's slavery. What kind of big slavery is that? Does someone control when I laugh? When I smile? And when I do whatever it is, someone is in charge controlling it because the person controls my mood and how I feel. Because I've not learned to master myself, to control my own emotion. Those things do not happen to you. They happen within you, so you have control over it. You are the one creating the joy or the hate, the love or the hate, the sadness or happiness. If you allow external factors to control this emotion, then that factor is enslaving you. If you are unable to engineer your body to function in a normal way, then you are living by accident. The normal way to function is to be human. To be human is to love, is to give, is to serve. If you are unable to function the way you should function normally, then you are an accident. So many human beings are living by accident because they are not living by design, deliberate effort. They are living based on circumstances and situations, and they'll give a reason why they behave the way they behave. See that a man that is living by accident and not by design. Say that a man living by default, not by design. That man will be full of worry, anxiety, all the days of his life. That man will be full of worry, anxiety, all the days of his life. He will be full of mystery. Say that way, man. Living by default, not by design. Say that way, man. Living subconsciously, not consciously. Say that way, man. Living reflexly, not deliberately. The life of that man will be full of misery and worry and anxiety and depression and hopelessness. And if care is not taken, suicide. Why? Because he's living by accident. He's living by happenstance. What determines his mood is what someone do or do not do. What someone say or do not say. What someone wear or do not wear. The reason why it is you are not taking it seriously is because not many people can see it when it happens. Look at this. Look at this. If your mind is always jumping up and down, sadness, happiness, joy, ecstasy, hatred, animosity. Imagine there is this disease called Parkinson's disease. You know, for those that have Parkinson's disease, their hand will be shaking. It's not stable. You'll be shaking. You'll be shaking. Imagine your hand slapping your face. Your hand just automatically slap your face. Your hand slap your face. Of course, anybody that see that say something is wrong with this guy. So how will your memory be slapping you and making you sad? You think of the past, you are sad. You think of the future, you are fearful. You think of the past, you are depressed. You think of the future, we are. So it's like your mind and memory is torturing you. That means we don't even know how to use it. Because your hand should not be beating you now. See, how can your hand be beating you? You should have control over your hand, not to beat you. But our memory is slapping us in the face. Our imagination is creating fear and trepidation. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Very sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. If your hand is jumping up and down, they will say you have Parkinson's disease. You know why we don't take your mind always oscillating between sadness, unhappiness, to joy and gladness? Why you're oscillating? Is if people can see the way they see your hand, if they see the way your mind is moving, of course you will control it. I'm basically saying that it's abnormal. The normal state is for us to be blissful and happy and joyful and have a good reason for living. The way your mind causes you to be worried is just like your hand automatically slapping your face. Don't you think that is a problem? Of course it's a problem. You know, sometimes we don't even know how to interpret situation. Someone is facing a challenge. You know, people always want their comfort zone. They don't want challenges. What many people don't understand in life is that stepping into an uncomfortable situation in your life is a sign that you are growing. Facing challenges is a sign that you are growing. Handling challenging situation is a sign of growth. Discomfort in your life is a sign of growth. When you're always in a comfortable situation, nothing troubling you or that there's nothing making you to want to do more, work more, think more, read more, learn more. You just think you're okay the way you are because there's no challenge. That's a sign of stagnation. If you look for comfort zone in life, that means you are looking for stagnation. If you avoid pain and suffering, you know the reason why only few are able to do great stuff in this life? Only few became great. Do you know why? Do you know why only few become great in our life, in this world? Do you know why only few are able to make their mark? People don't want to ruffle feather. No, 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 no. They don't want to ruffle feather. They don't want issues. No. They don't want to step into unknown territory. No. Stay in your comfort zone. Don't look for challenges. Why are you looking for challenges in life? Why do you want more trouble? The people looking for more trouble, by virtue of attempting the impossible, The people looking for more trouble by virtue of attempting the impossible they are the people that become great. They are the ones that are able to make a difference in this life. See those folding their hands? Those that don't want to ruffle feather? Those that don't want their name to be dragged in the mud. They want to keep only their reputation. Because when you do great stuff, you have challenges, you even make some mistake. But those are what make the testimony and the story become interesting. But many don't want those challenges. They run away from it. Discomfort in life is a sign that you are doing what you have not done before. It's a sign of growth. Discomfort is a sign of you being in a place you have not been to before. Being able to adapt and adjust, even in that situation, is a sign of growth. It's a sign of growth. If you are always in a comfortable zone, from January till now, you've not faced challenges that you have to take critical decisions and deal with. Everything has been smooth and rosy. That means you're not attempting something new. You're not doing something different. There's nothing new you are doing. There's no growth. Do you know, even when a seed is growing, for the seed to break through from the ground, it's a lot of work for the seed to break through the soil. That is where breakthrough comes from. To break through the soil, if that seed or that plant do not break through that soil, it will not be fruitful. It will not be fruitful. If you look for comfort in life, that means you're looking for stagnation. If you avoid pain and suffering, if you avoid challenges in general, that will make the scope of your life to become very limited. Very limited. Because if you are not attempting something new, you will not even know what you are capable of doing. If you are not troubled, you will not even know what you are capable of doing. Nothing is giving you sleepless nights, making you to think, strategize, read, learn. Everything is just grow and rosy. That's not a good life. That life cannot amount to much. If you avoid pain and suffering or challenges of attempting something new, the scope of your life will be limited. When a man loses the fear of pain and suffering by remaining unshakable in the face of challenges, that is the man that can fully exploit his potential in life. That is the man that can fully exploit his potential in life. Imagine when you were 5 years old, you were full of life. and jumping up and down. You know, I imagine my son at 5, the way he jump up and down, not fearful, not afraid, as in just jumping. I now realize that it's adults that actually inflict fear in children. Children are born fearless. They want to jump from the highest height. They don't even see the implication of they can break their leg or break their arm. No. They want to jump. Adults will say, no, stop it. Don't get it. We create fear in them. Do you notice that when we are young, we are excited, we are full of life, vigor, trying different things? By the time you become a teenager, adolescent, and adult, you become miserable. You know why? Because of psychological trauma. Of worry, of anxiety, of depression and hopelessness. People become very, very traumatic. Are we not supposed to be getting better? Why is it that it appears worse when we get older? When we are excited, when we are young, when we get older, we get worse. It is because we spend a great part of our life learning so many things, but nothing about how you function in your body. We don't learn about us. We learn about everything except us. We learn about everything except us. We learn about every goddamn thing except us. Yourself. So we have not learned and mastered and understand ourselves well enough. Life should be better when we grow up. But for human beings, it's worse. Because we have not learned how we function. We have not gotten enough significance. Enough time, rather, to study who we are. Or taking enough time to study who we are. Please remember that your life is your making. Someone said, if you take charge of your body, about 15–20% of your life and destiny will be in your hand. If you take charge of your mind and mental process, about 50–60% of your destiny will be in your hand. If you take charge of your spirit, your life energy, 100% of your life and destiny will be in your hand. He's basically saying that all we need to do is, sorry for the break in transmission. I have an issue with my network. I'm back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So as I round off, I was talking about the fact that this person basically saying that really our life is in our hands. What we make of our life is basically the way we have lived our life. Our life is in our hands. If we master ourselves well enough, we can reduce the worry and anxiety to the BRS minimum and take charge of our life and live exactly the way we want to live, rather than allowing ourselves to be controlled by things that should not even be seen controlling us. for whatever reason. For whatever reason. As I close as usual, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. The weapon of our warfare are not carnal. They are mighty through God to the pulling down of stronghold, casting down imagination. That's what we should cast down. And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing every thought into captivity, every thought to the obedience of Christ. Also, what then should we think about? Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are virtuous, whatsoever things are praiseworthy, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. All right, thank you for being able to make it tonight. Only 2 of you are left. Wow. Favor, how are you tonight? Hello, Favor, are you there? Hello, Favor. What have you learned tonight? Okay, Moses, yes. What have you learned tonight?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Good evening.
I'm fine, sir. No, I didn't from the beginning, but at the point I joined, talk about the fact that happiness comes from within. To actually save my mind. So we need to find a way to manage action. Whatever action based on what is in oneself already. So we should not give excuse that okay, this is my weakness. I'm not doing this because I don't want to come over me. No, that's not true. That's it's based on what you have within you already. So no matter what, just want to find a way to make ourselves happy, to set ourselves on daily basis. No matter what no matter what the situation is, we have to be happiness. And then I think focus on the way to add value to others. And you mentioned the fact that give an example, illustrating the technology we have or using today. If, for example, the person that made it was not thinking about other people, they wouldn't have how to impact was look for a way to invent it. So I really like it. Thank you.
Yeah, Moses, I was barely able to hear you. It was cracking and breaking. Favor, yes, how far? Are you there now? Hello, Favor. Okay, I guess Favor is busy. All right, everyone. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend and bye-bye.